Today we begin with probability, and in this chapter we will look at the likelihood of an event happening. That is what a probability is about. For example, when we toss a coin, we can either get heads or tail. So what is the likelihood of getting a head when we toss a coin, or what is the likelihood of getting a tail when we toss a coin? That is what we will be looking in this entire chapter. We have covered this chapter in 9th standard, and this is in continuation with the 9th standard portion. So probability of an event is the likelihood of its happening. And what is an event? Event is something that happens. As we have discussed, tossing of a coin, that is an event. A baby being born, that is an event. Now whether the baby is a boy or a girl, that is a favorable event. Okay, for example, getting a head or a tail is referred to as a favorable event that we are looking forward to, likelihood of that possible that particular event happening. So probability of an event, if we take event as A, happening can be denoted by P of A, which means probability of that particular event. In this case it is denoted by A, can be given by this formula. What does this formula say? Probability of A is equal to the number of favorable outcomes upon the total number of possible outcomes. Okay, once again we'll go through this. Probability of an event A happening is nothing but equal to the number of favorable outcomes upon the total number of possible outcomes. Let us consider an example of a coin being tossed. So when a coin is tossed, the coin has two faces. One is head and one is tail. Now, if we are looking for a favorable, if we are looking for the event of heads coming, so probability of a head coming will be what? First we have to look at the total number of possible outcomes. So when we toss a coin, there are only two possible outcomes. One is head or tail. So that will be given as 2. That is, the total number of outcomes possible is 2. We have referred, we want in this case heads coming. So when we say heads coming, how many possible outcomes are? There's only one. That is, only one head is possible. So the probability of a head coming in this case will be half. Similarly, if we take the probability of a tail coming, that too will be half, because there's only one event possible, the favorable event possible, that is 1. But the total number of possible outcomes in this case are 2. That is either head and tail. So there are two outcomes possible, but we require only one. That is why it is half. So in this case we need to use the formula. Whenever we try to find out the probability of a particular event, this is the formula we need to keep in mind. That is, probability of an event happening is equal to the number of favorable outcomes upon the total number of possible outcomes. Okay. Remember, the favorable outcome is the event we are looking forward to, the likelihood of that particular event happening, and total number of possible outcomes refers to all sorts of outcomes possible. It need not be necessarily be the same as what we are looking forward to, but it just calculates the total number of possible outcomes. Now, certain rules that we need to remember with respect to probability is all probabilities must have a value greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 1. So if we put that in a mathematical form, this is how it should look like. 0 should be less than equal to probability of an event, less than equal to 1. This, what does it mean? It means that the probability of any event cannot be less than 0, which means it cannot be negative. Okay, probability of any event cannot be negative, and probability of any event cannot be greater than 1. So it can't be 1.1 or even 1.01. Okay, probability of an event should always lie between 0 and 1. It can be 0, it can be 1 also, but it can never be greater than 1 and it cannot be less than 0. So we'll discuss why first we'll discuss why it can't be more than 1. Okay, just knowing the rule is not enough, understanding the rule is also important. So why can't we have a probability greater than 1? In this case, let's just consider an example. As we said, the probability of any event is the number of favorable outcomes upon the total number of possible outcomes. So for a probability of an event to be greater than 1, the numerator has to be greater than the denominator. So in this case, the numerator is 1, denominator is 2. The denominator is greater than the numerator. Obviously 2 is greater than 1. Now for any probability to be greater than 1, that, as I said, the denominator should be less than that of the numerator. So let's take, for example, instead of 1 we have here 3. So 3 upon 2. Now if we go to calculate this thing, this will come to 1.5, which is obviously greater than 1. But why is this not possible? Have a look, why is this not possible? In this case, 3 is the number of favorable outcomes and 2 is the total number of possible outcomes. Look at what is wrong. How can the total be less than the number of favorable outcomes? The favorable outcome should be equal to the total number of possible outcomes or less than that. Okay, it cannot be greater than that. Now in case of tossing of a coin, when we toss a coin, how many possible outcomes are there? Only 2. Okay, now if we say we need a head, can we have 3 heads when one time the coin is tossed? No. Okay, we cannot have more than that. Maybe we can have equal to that. Okay, but equal to the total number of outcomes. Not in the case of the coins, but in case of any other. For example, let us take another example. For example, if we take delivery of a baby, okay, when we take, it can be either a boy or a girl, we said. Okay, yes, we can either have a boy or a girl. In case if we have a boy, if say, what is the probability of having a boy? Okay, then the probability of having a boy will be 1 upon 2. Okay, why 2? 2 because there are a boy and a girl. Okay, so probability of having a boy is 1. But what if we have twins? What if we have twins? Okay, then we'll have 2 upon 2. We'll cancel out and give 1. Just an example. Okay, but the idea behind this is to tell you that we cannot have favorable outcomes greater than the total number of outcomes. The total number of outcomes always has to be greater or equal to the favorable outcome. Okay, that is why it cannot be greater than 1. Now why can't the probability be negative? Because we are looking for an event, an event to happen, okay, which can never be negative. We are looking for a real event to happen, which either can happen or not happen. If it doesn't happen, then it is 0, and we can have a probability which is equal to 0, but we can't have a probability which is negative. Okay, it is a real life event that we are looking at, something that is may happen or not happen. If it doesn't happen, then it is 0. If it happens, then it is some value sorry, but which is less than 1. So An event which is sure to happen has a probability of 1, or it is 100%. Okay, for example, rising of the sun, probability of rising. What is the probability that the sun will rise tomorrow? Definitely it's 1. Why? Because total number of outcome possible, it is not like the sun may rise or may not rise. The sun will rise, so there is only one total outcome possible. What is the favorable event in this? Sun rising. So obviously it is nothing but 1 upon 1, which is equal to 1. So probability of sun rising is 1. So always remember, if it comes in the fill in the blank, event which is sure to happen, that probability is always equal to 1. An event that cannot happen or is impossible to happen, that particular event, that particular probability, is always equal to 0. Okay. For example, in a pack of 52 cards, okay, if you are asked what is the probability of getting a joker, remember a joker is not a part of the pack of cards. So if you are asked for a joker or anything else apart from the 52 cards, then the probability of that particular event or drawing that card is has always got to be 0. So it will be 0 upon the total number of outcome, which is 52, which is always equal to 0. Okay, so this is always equal to 0. And lastly, probability of an event happening plus the probability of an event not happening is equal to 1 always. Okay, so just remember this: probability of an event happening plus the probability of event not happening. So probability of an event not happening is given by P A bar or A naught, you can say, okay, is always equal to 1. So this helps when we are looking to find out the probability of an event not happening. So probability of an event not happening in this case can be given as, probability of an event not happening can be given as 1 minus probability of an event happening. Okay, this is nothing but probability of an event not happening is left over there, and A, probability of an event happening, is taken on the other side. When it is taken on the other side, this side, it changes sign and becomes negative. Okay, so this can also come as part of the fill in the blanks or 1 mark question, wherein you are asked to find the when you are given probability of an event happening and you are asked what is the probability of an event not happening. So we have covered the basics of probability, which we will use in the further lectures to find out the likelihood of various events happening or not happening. So we have covered what is a probability, how do we get probability of different events, certain rules of probability, like probability of an event can't be less than 0 or cannot be greater than 1. It can be 0 and it can also be 1. Probability of an event sure to happen is always equal to 1, and probability of an event that is impossible to happen or cannot happen is always equal to 0. And probability of an event happening plus the probability of an event not happening is always found to be equal to 1. This helps in finding